Look, Mr. Chairman, do I regret playing 4-1-5 versus Linfield in the final minutes? In hindsight, yes. Yeah, but imagine if it had worked. It would have looked like heroes. Well, look, as long as we don't lose away to Larne, it's going to be fine. Well, then we've got to hope that they go on and win the cup final as well. Well, come on, you've got to admit, playoffs can be very, very exciting. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to Season 9, Episode 16 here at H&W Welders on The Impossible Dream. And today we finish the league season away to Larne. And if we lose, we come third. So we really got to try not to lose this one. A draw is fine, it'll be second. Of course, if we do lose, we end up in third. We then need Larne to go on and win the cup final against Dungannon, of course. Or else the second part of this episode might be the first leg of the playoffs and not the end of season awards as scheduled. So it's all gone slightly wrong at the end of the year. You can see goal difference between us is dead even, but obviously if they were to win, their goal difference would then become better than ours. So a draw is all we need. That will get us second in the league. A loss. Well, there is one game to catch you up on, of course, in the league. That was against Coleraine, so let's see how that went. The only goal came midway through the second half, courtesy of Michael Diora. So this was a really, really poor performance from us. You can see we were out XG'd again for what that's worth. We had a real trouble actually putting out a fit squad for this one. A lot of key players weren't sort of 100% the full heart for fitness. We ended up, at one point, going 3 up top. I think Cal, we had to take him off for some reason. I can't remember exactly what happened now. But we were 3 up top. Sort of back 5, middle 2, 3 up top. You think I would have learnt from Linfield, wouldn't you? But in the end, it worked. Diora came off the bench, got the goal for us. And, we got there, and that's the main thing. And that, as I said, is a big 3 points, because if we just go back to the league table, we can see anything short of that, and, well, we still probably would, as long as we didn't lose, we would have been above them. A draw would have been fine. But, yeah, this is what it all comes down to. A game away to Larne, we cannot afford to lose. And if we look at our recent form against them, there was a time, relatively recently, well, we've played them a lot, haven't we? Relatively recently, where we had a really, really good run against them. The last two, 6-0, what a game that was. But the last two, that started to go against us a little bit. So, yeah, and historically, not great. But anyway, let's go and have a look here and see what we're doing. Final game of the season. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1 formation from them. And we are making a small tweak to the way that we play. So it's going to be Jitter in goal, McCullough, Davenport, Simpson, and Lyons as the back 4. Napoleon's going to sit in as a deep line playmaker, just offer a little bit of protection there. We're going to have McGreevy and Armstrong again, just dropping back in a little bit. It'll be King and Davidson, both playing as inverted wingers. McDade will play up top as a target man, as an advanced forward. And bench, Gribben, Bain, DeRosa, McQuaid, Simpson, and Diora. And, well, I'm hoping that we'll be a little bit more defensively solid like this, and we'll have enough about us to go and get the goals. Now, if you're wondering, Hull obviously is injured, Fevre is injured, Fisher is injured as well, so is Fitzpatrick. So we're a little bit narrow on wide playing options, if that, see what I mean there. It was a terrible analogy, but you know what I mean. We don't have too many wide playing options, so if it doesn't work with these two, when there's a reason Davidson's playing anyway, but if it doesn't work with them, we will have to have a complete rethink. And Davidson, you may have noticed, is happy at the club again as well. So both him and Armstrong are both over their little dummy spits. Hopefully, they'll put their happiness into goals. Okay, so we can see the team sheets there. Appia, who I think played well against us, didn't he, in the Cup semi-final. Seth Keach, of course, is still their captain, which it's just a dagger in the heart every time, isn't it? What do we want to say? There's no pressure on you, Shiv, on what you've got. Larne are unbeaten in their last 9 games, but I'm convinced we can end that run. I mean, that doesn't bode well, does it? They are in really good form. Which is, let's maybe try pumping the fist, see if that works. No. Which obviously isn't ideal. Yeah, I mean, we could, well, maybe we could have. Let me know what you think. I mean, in hindsight, it was a little bit silly to go after the win against Linfield because they were probably going to win the league anyway. But I feel like we had to go for that. I don't think we could have foreseen Larne not only going on such an unbeaten run, but also scoring. And we had a massive goal difference advantage over them. So for them to, don't you say anything rude there, Davenport. Is he off? No. I don't think we could have foreseen them, like they've probably, it's got to be at least a 12-goal swing that they've put on goal difference. Was that a save? No, it was post. I don't think we could have foreseen that. Maybe we could have. In hindsight, we probably should have just taken the point against Linfield and this would have all been over. We wouldn't have had these nerves on the final day. But here we are anyway. I'm wondering if we try and... Jitter's made a big save there. Lower this. Let's just try lowering the tempo. Just taking our time a little bit more. Let's give them some encouragement. A 0-0 is enough, as I said. We don't need to win the game. We just need to not lose it. But everything's going the wrong way here, and it had to be him, didn't it? Seth Keach has scored the goal that sees us down to third in the league. I mean, it's terrible marking. I'm not quite sure who's supposed to pick him up, but there was no one anywhere near him. His foot looked offside, did it not? But anyway, let's try a berating. See if that can work for us. We haven't created anything, have we? And a little bit like the Linfield game, I mean, well, we do have to win this, but for completely different reasons. Do we say unlucky? Will that build confidence? It does. All right, and let's... Disappointed with defensive efforts. Let's try and be a little bit harsher, perhaps. We've been unlucky, but we've not been good enough either. And let's see if that works. Now, I think we didn't create anything there, did we? So I think we need to go back to our more attacking selves. What can we do here? We'll raise the tempo. I wonder if we go slightly more direct. And the other thing we might look to do is just get stuck in. Yeah. And then if this doesn't work, it might be a case of sticking Diora up top again. Get rid of Armstrong, who's not having a great game. We do, of course, have the slight issue of... We just don't have the width, do we? All right. Let me think about this. Okay, so we haven't made any subs, but we're going to move Armstrong out wide left. See if we can get him in the game in a wider area. We'll go Davidson, moving him up as a striker, which is obviously his more natural position anyway. And then we'll use McDade as a target man. We'll give this a little bit of time. If it doesn't work, Diora off the bench. Simpson's there as well. We've got a couple of creative options we can look to bring on. So we'll look to do that, but... We're going to go a little bit more direct as well. We've got a corner. Napoleon's there. Oh, it's in. And it's Fred Simpson. It might even be a first ever goal for the club. It is a first ever goal for the club. And Fred Simpson from a corner has drawn us back level. Let's go back off of attacking now. We can't do it just yet. It's a good ball in from Napoleon. It's a cracking header. And Fred Simpson on loan from Southampton. Oh, we've come straight back. Well, there's no point trying to do anything now, is there? What's going to be is going to be. Can we go and nick this straight back from them? Ball forward. We don't get that. Oh, don't. McCullough, ball in. It's there. It's cleared by Lions. McDade. King has it. King. Forward for McDade. Not quite finding him. What are we at? 66th minute. Ball forward again. McCullough's there. Clears it up. We look ragged again, don't we? If they don't score from this, we might lower the tempo back again. Appy has gone straight through. All right, so what we'll do is we will just go back to balanced. And we'll just lower our tempo down again. Maybe be more disciplined as well. We don't want to sit back on our lead. That's obviously not what we want to do. But what I think we do want to do is just be a little bit more sensible when we have possession. Now, the big question is, do we need two up top right now? And the answer to that is almost certainly no, isn't it? So, Davidson hasn't had a great game. Let's get Billy Gribben. Let's get Gribben on for Davidson. Let's stick him back in there. And that all looks fine. And we're coming towards the end here. Oh, I was just going to say focus. Can King get to that? He can. It's across there for Armstrong. Armstrong gets a good ball forward. King couldn't quite get there. Oh, Lyons has to get to that. He does. Davenport's asleep, though. Don't. Oh, what a save from Jitter. What a save from Jitter. All right. What I'm cautious or conscious of here is I don't want to stick everybody back behind the ball. But that being said, everybody back behind the ball. Let's sit our fullbacks. We don't need them bombing on anymore, do we? Let's time waste. What else can we do here? Let's just regroup. Do we need to not counter? We don't want to get counted on. We need to have a threat, though. We're not winning the game. So we still need to have a bit of a threat, don't we? Let's take it, get off, stuck in. Is there anybody we want to take off? Not necessarily. Lyons is making me a little bit nervous, but Mickey Bain is not too much better. We do, of course, have a new right back coming in from next season, of course. Hopefully, he'll be playing in Europe. There's a good header from Lyons at the near post. Armstrong, get a tackle in, mate. Get a tackle in. Not in the penalty area. Oh, he hasn't, has he? No, he hasn't. Okay. Oh, this is tense, isn't it? Can we get that clear, please? We can. Very defensive. Come on, let's see this out. Let's see this out. Let's see this out. I think we've done it. Guys, we've come second in the league. It's a career season club history record best. Second in the league. And, well, we've just about got there, but we've got there. So there it is, the final league table. We are second in the league. A goal difference of plus 56. 84 points. Which I don't think is a club record. I think we had to win the game to get the club record, but it's progress in terms of moving up the table, if not in points gathered. But we've held them to a draw, and there it is. It's a best ever Premiership finish for the Welders, and that, everybody breathe, is that. We are in Europe next season as the second best Northern Irish side. Guys, wait right there. We'll be right back for the end of season awards to see, among other things, who you have voted as your Viewers Player of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the H&W Welders End of Season Awards! Oh, thank you, everybody. Thank you. Oh, it was never in doubt. Never in doubt. We're always going to get there, weren't we? Thank you, everybody. Thank you and welcome to the H&W Welders End of Season Awards. It's the end of a fantastic season. We really did go well in Europe, didn't we? Getting all the way to the second knockout round. And then, of course, a league high, a career high, a historic high in the league with second in the Premiership, which was never in doubt, ever. I don't care what you say. We were always going to get there. But anyway, let's begin by giving the players a big, hearty round of applause. Well done, boys. Well done. Okay, the first award this evening is the Golden Pen for this season's signing of the year. And I think when we look back on this season, it's gonna be a season where we remember some great players joining the club. McGreevy, Armstrong, Davidson. I mean, they could all go on to take this club a long way. But the Golden Pen was none of those. It goes to our goalkeeper, Louis Jitter. The next award is the Golden Card, awarded to the player with the worst discipline this season. And, well, discipline wasn't great this year, I've got to be honest. A number of red cards, but this guy managed to show consistency and get the job done with yellows alone. So, with 10 yellows, and I can announce he will be staying with us next season on loan again, the winner is Billy Gribben. Next up, it is the Golden Bullseye, awarded to the player with the best pass completion. And, well, 89% seems to be the winning number. I think that's been the winning pass completion for a few seasons now. But this guy has not won the award before. He's got a lot of potential, a lot of promise, and we're beginning to really see that this season. So with 89% pass completion, the winner is our centre-back, Curtis Coyle. The next award is the Golden Spoon, awarded to the player who feeds the strikers. It's the man with the most assists. And this guy has come in and he's changed the club, let's be honest. The club is much better for his presence. So with 18 assists, which I believe is a club record, the winner is Napoleon. The next award is the Golden Anchor, awarded to the player that we can rely on, the player with the highest average match rating. And a number of players did well this year in sort of fits and starts, but there was one guy that was just consistently brilliant, and I think that is reflected in the fact that he's about to win this award. With an average match rating of 7.41, the winner is Aaron McDade. The next award comes from the medical department, and it is the Golden Cross for this season's most injured player. And this guy, dedication to the award. Unfortunately for him, he broke his leg this year and missed 38% of the season. The good news is he gets a trophy. So the winner is Andy Lyons. The next award is the Golden Soother for this season's best young player. And it's not always that you agree with the winner of this award, but I think this season we can. The guy's 20 years old. He is banging in goals for fun. The Golden Soother goes to Aaron McDade. The next award is the Golden Boot, awarded to this season's top goal scorer. And speak of the devil, as I said, he is banging in the goals this year for us. I hope he hasn't taken his seat yet. He scored 33, just one short of Matthew Ferguson's club record, I believe. So the winner of the Golden Boot this year is... it's Aaron McDade. The next award is the Coach's Award for this season's stupidest move. Well, I couldn't really give it to any players this season. But there was one man that did do something incredibly stupid, and that was me. So for playing 4-1-5 versus Linfield and going for a win that really wasn't going to make much difference in the long term anyway, the horse's ass this season goes to myself. And now it's time for an award that I know means a lot to the players, and it is the Viewers Player of the Year award, as voted by you watching at home on YouTube. And we had 2 nominees in the end that you guys couldn't split in nominations, but you were able to split them in votes. So with 58% of the vote, the winner is Aaron McDade. Now, before we get to announcing this season's Player of the Year, we do need to, of course, acknowledge the Team of the Season. So if you do just direct your eyes up to the board, you can see that the goalkeeper is Jidda. The back 4 is McCullough, Simpson, who I can also announce will be staying on loan next season, so well done to Freddie Simpson. Gribben, of course, who's staying as well, along with Luca Hall. The midfield duo are the Max, McQuaid and McGreevy. The wingers are Fitzpatrick and Fevra, the 2 Fs apparently. The number 10 is Mr. X-Ray Vision, Sean Simpson. And the striker is, of course, for once not Cargbo, it is Aaron McDade. Congratulations, guys. You've all had brilliant, brilliant seasons. Look, Rory King, mate, I can't help it you haven't had an award. I don't vote on these things. Mate, you're harshly treated, I agree, but maybe you'll win this one. Okay, we'll just sit there and wait. Alright, now it is time for the big one. It is the Golden Star for this season's Player of the Year, and let's hope, for the sake of a tantrum, it goes to Rory King. But I can tell you what doesn't go for you, Rory King. Sit down and behave yourself. Be happy for your teammates. Apparently this club loves a goalkeeper. So the Golden All-Star goes to the goalkeeper. It's Louis Jidda. Your security, can you go and deal with King, please? Security. So there we go. Congratulations to Louis and the rest of the winners. And also Rory King. You did have a good season, mate. Don't worry about it. But that, of course, does bring us now to the end of the evening. So I want to thank everybody in the auditorium for coming out. Thank you all for watching at home. And I hope you are all excited as I am for this upcoming summer. It's going to be big. We're back in Europe. We're the second best team in Northern Ireland. And Linfield, we're coming for you next year, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. So there we go, end of season awards are done, and this club loves a goalkeeper. It's almost every year. Neil Taylor won it, and of course Jidda One player of the year for us this year. But let's have a quick look and see what we've done this year. So signings of the year, Fred Simpson, who has signed he's back on loan again with us next year. Jidda, who of course was the B+ for him as well, who was the signing of the year. Davenport, we could get him back, haven't done it yet. Gribben as well, who will be back next year on loan. And then come a few signings that I think will be very, very good for us in the future. Anthony Armstrong, slow start, but I think was getting better and better. McGreevy, look at that, an A+ signing from the board. Everyone likes him. Tommy Martin, we haven't seen too much of him yet, but I do think he will be a useful player for us in coming seasons. We've got Pearson, who is back on loan again next season, which is excellent. Again, very, very good left back. Really, really happy to have him there. Medley, who didn't really play, and, well, we could get him back. I don't know if we want to. Fisher, who, again, I think will be a very good player for us in the future. Injuries kind of cut short what I would have liked to do with him this season. De Rosa, who I don't think will get back on loan. I don't think we'll get Fevre back either. And then, of course, Davidson. Now, he has signed a new contract. You can see there with a 2.5 million release fee. So it's up from, I think it was just over $500,000 before. So that's good for us long term. And Cowley, who we might get back, but attribute-wise, he's quite good. It's just a matter of whether we want to pay him a fair bit of cash and whether he would actually play. But he's in an area of the field, in sort of a striker attacking midfield area where we do have some depth right now. So I don't know if we necessarily need him. As for the outs, Mill Wilson, who was taken away from us so ruthlessly. Jay Williams didn't do too much away. Harry Nichols didn't do too much. Lambert, who we came up against a couple of times, didn't do too much. He didn't do too badly. Matt Moran, who we've played against. White, who we've played against. He actually played a lot for Crusaders, didn't he? And then we can see a couple of others there. Joe Willis didn't really do too much. Peter Thompson, who we sold in January, made a sub appearance. So yeah, didn't do too much. And Neil Taylor, who of course was unlucky, having won Player of the Year for 2 years in a row. He's gone off to Crystal Palace and has not seen a game of football. Season results, the Danske Bank Premiership. We came second and we're still only a C+. Like, I feel like we've done a little bit better than that. But anyway, that is what it is. We have got the Europa Conference. We did well in that, didn't we? Getting all the way to the second knockout round, where unfortunately for us, Bologna just a little bit too good on the over the two legs. The Peaky Blinders Cup knocked out in the semi-final by Larne, who did go on to win it. So it wouldn't have mattered in the end if what happened on the final day, but it's good to get second in the league. That's a record high for the club. Third round knocked out by Linfield in the League Cup is what it is. And the County Antrim Shield, again, knocked out in the quarterfinals. We didn't particularly care anyway. Moments to remember, a 7-1. You always remember a 7-1, don't you? A McDade hat-trick, that was a good day. The moment to remember, the match to remember was a 2-1 win away with 10 men to Larne. That was a stunning game, wasn't it? Really, really good stuff. Goal of the season we'll come back to. The game has given it to Cargbo in that 7-1 win. And as I said, we'll come back to that. Finances, everything is on the up. And that is, well, that's wonderful, isn't it? Very, very nice to see. Not too much merchandise being sold, though. The team of the year, I'm not sure about McQuaid over Napoleon in there, but McQuaid tended to play more in the league, Napoleon more in Europe, so that probably explains that. Otherwise, I'm fairly happy with that. Hall, of course, was a big injury loss for us, and maybe Fevre over King is controversial, but otherwise I think it's just about fair enough. The accolades. Now, of course, this is just in the league, but Jidda was the fans' player of the year. Young player of the year was McDade, 20 years old. He'll win that for a couple of years yet, you would imagine. Signing of the year was Jidda. Goal of the season, as I said, we'll come back to. Top goal scorer, 33 goals from McDade, just short of Matt Ferguson's record, which I believe was 34. So he didn't quite get there in the end. Napoleon, as we can see, 18 assists. He did get that record. So that's a new club high mark. McDade, for Man of the Match Awards, had 6. Highest average rating was McDade in the league with 7.4. Though did it go to him overall? I think it did, didn't it? And then McQuaid with the passes completed per 90 minutes as opposed to percentage of passes completed. And McQuaid, of course, this season did break the club mark for most league appearances by a player. So let's have a look here and see what else we've got. The side of 2021, where are they now? You can see that there. We'll leave it there if you want to have a bit of a longer look. Allmark has retired, I'm assuming. No, not yet. He's still going strong. Who else have we got here? Sienna Foster. He was a right back, wasn't he? He has retired. John Leddy. He was a useful defensive midfielder for us, wasn't he? But he didn't find himself another club. Gazinga's retired. I wanted to get him back as a coach. Gazinga! What have you done? What have you done? Matthew Ferguson has retired. Never really did anything outside of the Welders, did he? And Jake Dykes has retired as well. He was a useful centre-back for us for a while there, wasn't he? And everybody else, you can see where they are. Ap Gareth is still going as well. Performance analysis, XG. We got more goals than we should have. We got more points than we should have. But our XG position was second. So we deserved second over the course of the year. And that, I think, is... well, that's nice. That's sort of a nice, I think, vindication of what we did this year. So I tell you what, if we've outperformed like that, imagine what Larne must have done as well. Anyway, club vision and expectations. As ever, we'll just accept it because there's no point. I qualify for the Champions League. We've got a couple of seasons for that. Hopefully, it will just become a top 2 thing. A contract expires next year. You'd imagine they'd keep us, wouldn't you? I'd be annoyed if they didn't, actually, because it would end the series. New season team report. We'll come back to that just a second. The injuries there. Lyons with his broken leg. He won the Golden Cross and he was just about worthy of that. And, Pearson rejected us. Pearson, we want you back, mate. He's gone off to the Under-20 World Cup as well, which is why you see that there with England. We'll have to keep trying to get him back for next season because I think he's a very, very good left back. Better than McCulloch, isn't he? But anyway, so that brings us to the end of the episode and the end of the season. But not before that. We have to do our goal of the season competition, of course. We'll be back next time. I'm hoping there won't be a day's break. We'll be straight back for the summer transfer special. But this is the best 11 of the series. You can have a look at that while I quickly explain goal of the season, which is of course the Cagbo goal and 3 others I deem worthy of winning goal of the season. There'll be a link down the top of the description for the goal of the season, and just click on that, take you through to the 4 nominees, and you can vote for the goal of the year, and I'll announce that early next season. And of course, we'll see some honorable mentions before that. But until then, guys, I've been Aussie Bill, and thank you so much for watching. Leave me your feedback on the season, what you'd like to see us do, of course, in the summer transfer special. And well, I'll see you next time for that special. Take care. And here are our top 4 goals from the 28-29 season. Don't forget to vote for your favourite.